Welcome to The Stacks, a podcast about books and the people who read them. I'm your host, Traci Thomas, and today we are doing something a little bit different. Today is Wednesday, July 22nd, 2026, which also just happens to be my 40th birthday. And because it is my birthday and my show, and I'm a Leo, I'm doing something that I've always wanted to do. I have invited 4 of my very good friends on the podcast today. They are each going to interview me for a little bit of time and show you a different side of me and the Stacks and getting older and food and community and sports and all the things that I love the most. So please welcome to the podcast my amazing guests, Rachel Lindsay, Sam Sanders, Becca Tobin, and Kiese Laymon. Our book club pick for July is Behind the Beautiful Forevers, Life, Death, and Hope in a Mumbai Undercity by Catherine Bu. We will be discussing the book with Juliana Hobner on Wednesday, July 29th. Everything we talk about on each episode of The Stacks is linked in our show notes. If you like this podcast, if you want more bookish content and community, if you want fun perks like bonus episodes and reading challenges and hot takes, consider joining the Stacks Pack on Patreon and subscribing to my newsletter Unstacked on Substack. And because today is my birthday, I'm going to be a little more honest and sincere. There is no way I could make this show without the support of people on Patreon and Substack. I would not have the time. I would not have the energy. I would not have the freedom to come up with new ideas and try new things out like this very episode. I also would not be able to pay the amazing people that make this show sound good and run smoothly every single week, like my editor, Christian, my assistant, Sahara, and my jack of all trades, Cherie. So if you like the show, if you support it, if you want to give me a birthday present today, head to patreon.com/thestacks to join the Stacks Pack and check out my newsletter at tracithomas.substack.com. Thank you so much for being here. All right, now it is time for my 40th birthday party, which you are all invited to. I'm kicking things off with my dear friend, Rachel Lindsay, who has been a guest on this very podcast. She was the first Black bachelorette. She now hosts an incredible podcast called Higher Learning with Van Lathan. She also is the host of the Morally Corrupt podcast, both on the Ringer Network. She is a 2-time author and, as you'll hear, an absolutely wonderful person.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Wait, I have to tell you, one of my favorite things to do is I am so used to being interviewed, but when I get to interview one of my friends, it's like, it's an exciting moment, but then it's also, I don't know, like I'm nervous. Because at the same time,
I'm nervous.
At the same time, I'm like, I know you so well, I feel like. So I'm like, I don't want to say something. I'm like, whatever. That's why recording is great. Okay, let's get into it.
Yes, we'll edit. We'll
get into it. I'm so happy for you turning 40. And before we dive in, I just have to give, because I feel like when we were younger, it was like 40, it's over the hill, it's over the hill. I can remember going to my uncle's birthday, the first person in my life to turn 40, close to me. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, he's so old. And now that we're here, I am fully embracing 40. I thought I would be so scared for it. And I think it is, every decade I'm going to say this, but I think it's one of the most exciting decades. And you're going to feel that way too. And when I thought I would be kind of like timid to tell people, well, I'm turning 40. Now I'm like, I'm 40. I don't feel it. I don't look it. And it's the same thing about you. So we're diving right in.
I feel good about 40. I actually don't feel bad about 40. I just feel like I could be dead, you know? Like that's the alternative.
It's a little morbid that for you to say it like that, but it's so true. It's so true at the same time.
Yeah, like it's like, and also like you put in all these years of life and you just make mistakes and you just fuck up for years and years. And I feel like every year you get older, you're just like doing it slightly better. Like, sure, you'll still fuck up and stuff, but I'm like, I've got 40 years under the belt.
No.
You know,
you're
like
right.
I felt so uncertain at like 25.
I feel like, and I blame everything on the patriarchy these days, right? Because why
not? 1,000%.
I feel like we were raised to look at age in a different way. I feel like we were raised to, in some ways, lie about our age because younger is better. And or we would lie to be older. And then as we got older, we would lie to be younger rather than just like being present and embracing and being grateful that you're here in this space now. And I don't know about you. So this is, I guess, the first question. What do you do on birthdays? Like, how do you go into a birthday?
Well, I love birthdays.
So do I.
So I am not an anti-birthday person. I actually get annoyed when people are like, I don't do anything for my birthday. I'm like, this is your day.
These are not our
Like, well,
people.
I do other things. I know, but some of my very good friends are not birthday people. It's very weird. But you and I both love a birthday. So I always gather in some way for my birthday. I don't think I've ever not had a something. But I know you do like a kind of like New Year's resolution reset, goal setting type thing. I don't do that. I just like want to have a fun time. I accept every invitation for a lunch or a drink. You know, like someone can't come to my party, but let me take you out. I'm like, yes, please do. I will, usually I don't work. I will take the day
Good for
off.
you.
Yeah, I've been doing that for a long time. And I might still do work, but I won't have like any record. Like I won't have work where I'm needed with others. Like I'll block my calendar off. I usually exercise on my birthday in some way. Last year we went and got high tea on my birthday.
Yes, that was really fun.
This year I had a party when people are listening to this a few days ago with all my friends. It's inspired by Rachel. We had a party bus.
It's the way to do it.
And then we watched the World Cup final the next day, which as we're recording, we don't know who's in it. We don't know what happens, but it was probably a great match and we had a great time and hopefully it went to penalty kicks. And then on my actual birthday, I'll have dinner with my family.
Beautiful. So you love to be celebrated.
Yeah.
And this is why I say, I know technically you're a Cancer, but you're...
No, technically I'm a Leo.
I thought Leo starts on the 23rd.
I know, but I was born so late at night on the 22nd on the West Coast that the sun had officially moved into Leo.
And proves my point. You have such Leo energy that I'm like, I was going to say, technically I know you are, but you really give Leo, which fits into the whole thing of being celebrated, as you should. How did you imagine you would feel at 40 when you were younger? And are you
I felt
better?
Like I thought it was old.
Well,
I thought 40 was old. And now I think 40 is great. The thing I didn't realize, okay, so I am the youngest person in my life. Weirdly, besides my children.
Okay.
But like almost all of my friends, I'm the youngest cousin, I'm the youngest child.
Oh.
All of my friends are older than me, even if it's just a few days. Like my sister-in-law and very dear friend Sarah is exactly 1 month older than me. But almost all of my friends are older than me. So I still feel young because I'm younger than everyone else. And I know that's silly, but like
not.
I do feel like the baby, even though it's just like a few weeks for some people. But like my best friend, Claire, is like, she's February. So everyone's turning 40 this year, but almost all of my friends already turned 40. All my friends are older than me.
I am
You're
older
a little
than you.
older. Yeah, everyone's like 1985 or early 1986.
But I think that you said something that's so important. You don't like when people don't want to celebrate their birthday. I don't like when people are constantly talking about how old they are. Like, you know.
It's the same as like when people talk about their weight. I'm like, okay, just eat the fucking cookie. Shut up. Like, oh, I can't have this today. I'm like, it's one cookie.
Yeah.
If this cookie is the difference between you liking your body and you thinking that you're like a disgusting human, that's really not the cookie.
Yes.
That's really a you thing. And that's how I feel about age.
100%. Yes. And I just believe words are so powerful. And I just feel like if you're constantly telling yourself how old you are or calling yourself auntie or onk, you know, I rebuke those phrases. Yeah. I mean, I'm an aunt in real life, but I'm not saying you have to act like a 21-year-old, but how you feel is a real thing. When I wake up in the morning, I choose my words, I choose my feelings, and I choose to feel young. And so I don't think that that's a silly thing that you're the youngest and that's how you feel, or you're 40 technically, but you feel younger. I think that that's how we should be. We got to change the whole perspective.
I'm also I also feel like I'm like stronger and faster and like I'm in better shape than I've been in a really long time, though not the best shape of my life because I taught spin for a long time. So I was like really cardiovascularly strong. Now I'm more like I can like lift heavier things than I've ever lifted. And like, not that that is necessarily like a marker of health, but it is like I am still getting stronger and like still getting faster, which I don't think I ever would have thought was how it would be at 40.
Yeah.
Well, like I sort of thought I'd already peaked physically. And like maybe if I was training back then, like how I'm training now, I would have been even faster than I am now, but that's not how it worked. And I am the fastest I've ever been. And I'm like, oh, this is so like refreshing.
I think that strength, to your point, is also mind over matter. And a lot of like what we do, whether it's running, whether it's strength training, whether it's like just endurance, getting through a project or the day or whatever it is, the older I get, I feel like my mind is stronger. And I think that's the beauty of it. And I'll be honest, Traci, as I'm here on the other side of it, because yes, I'm an older friend than you, there is an energy that comes from the wisdom, the mental strength, the lived experience that is so attractive to like the younger folks. I have younger friends, you know, I date, so younger
like
men.
Me.
Yeah, like you, exactly. And I think that's why you have all like the social media things where it's like, these women are in their 40s, these women are turning 50s and they look like this versus maybe some of the younger folks who are like, you know, doing some things that we didn't discover till later in life. Like, I just feel like there's something different about
the younger kids' faces look like housewives in their 50s and 60s. And it's very confusing. Like the aesthetic of their face, like the stuff they're getting done. I'm like, you're 22 and you look 50.
Yeah. Yes.
On purpose.
Because of filters. You know, that's what plastic surgeons were saying, that people were coming in and saying, I want to look like this filter, which is crazy. Okay, back to you. Forget these youngins.
Okay.
If this...
I'm still young, Rachel, okay?
No, I mean like the babies. You are young, fresh,
I'm kidding.
Beautiful, all the things. But to like link it to, since this is the Stacks podcast, and to books, if this chapter of your life had a title, what would it be?
The chapter I'm going into?
Yeah.
Somebody babysit my kids.
That's actually hilarious. Do you know that would be a bestseller on the title alone?
Yeah, somebody can babysit my kids. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to title something that doesn't exist yet.
Interesting. Okay, so title where you are right now, and maybe your energy going into this next chapter.
Well, I'm sort of flipping the question. It's not a good title, but I'm going to tell you about a mantra that I have used over the years. When I used to be a spin teacher, my mentor was this guy named Victor, and he's the best spin teacher. And he's the best guy, and I love Victor. And he used to always say in his spin classes, like when things would get hard, he would go, yes, I can. Yes, I will. I can do anything. Oh. And this is a thing that I use all the time.
Okay.
Like, I remember I was bike riding. I just learned how to ride a bike when I was like an adult. And I was bike riding in London on the city streets, and they had to close down a street. So we had to ride on like a main street in London, and I was panicking. And the whole time I just kept going, yes, I can. Yes, I will. I can do anything. Yes, I can. Yes, I will. I can do anything. And that is like what I feel like is my energy moving forward in life, because I feel like sometimes things are like really hard and challenging,
of course,
and I would like to quit and give up, but I'm just like so morally opposed to quitting. And so oftentimes I have to, yes, I can. Yes, I will. I can do anything myself, because otherwise I would immediately quit. So that is not really a great book title, but that's sort of the energy.
It is. It's like you said, it's a mantra.
It's like, a little long. It's a little long of a title. I feel like the marketing team would be like, can we zhuzh it a little bit?
It could be big,
and it would be
medium,
me standing
small.
on the cover. Yeah, it would be me sitting on the cover with my arms crossed, like looking back.
I am for it. I'm a believer in mantras. Like as you're saying it, I'm like, I want to go write that on all the mirrors in my house, or put it on a Post-it. Like it's a true thing. No, that works.
It's a good one for me.
When I know you believe birthdays are celebrations, and they are. And I love to be celebrated as well. It's a month-long thing for me. Maybe a year.
Same.
But I also look at it as a time of reflection. Like I truly look where I've been, where I am, and where I want to go. And I just think you're fabulous. And I say this for people who don't know. Traci and I met like this, just like this. She was interviewing me for her podcast, and I just found you so captivating. I think you're one of the most interesting people. And if you guys have never seen her in a live show, it is, it's just amazing. Like, I'm taking notes, truly, truly. And I'm not here to like gas you up for your birthday. This is how I really think about you. And I just thought, oh my God, I really want more of her. I hope she wants to be my friend as well. Truly, truly. And so I like, when you think about, you know, like I said, like where you've been and where you are now, what is the accomplishment that you're most proud of that maybe most people don't know about?
I don't know if people don't know this about me, but the thing that I'm the most proud of is like the collection of people that I have in my life. I was just talking about this past weekend with some parents that are new friends because my kids were just in kindergarten, so they're kindergarten parents, and we all got together for July 4th, and I was just saying like how happy I was that I actually liked the parents, and one of the dads was like, you know, I was so shocked you included us in this today because like we just met and blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, Frances, like my favorite thing in the world is to like make new friends. Most people hate new friends. Like they don't want to do it. But I find it to be like thrilling. I love talking to people. And I love like, I feel like with making friends, it's like, I don't know, I don't fish, but it's like net fishing where you cast a wide net and you sort of pull all the fish in and then you kind of have to go through and be like,
yes, you do.
Okay, like this is like a fun fish. Like if we're all going out, like I would invite them, but like who's a fish that I want to like go to dinner with? And like who, you know, like I love to sort of cultivate like relationships. And during COVID, I remember like 2020, like the heart of it. I spent so much time with my friends that I'd had for years because I had friends who were single and they were alone and we were inviting them to the backyard to like eat dinner at a distance. And I was so worried about all of them. And around, I think your book came out in 2022.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because that was the year that my New Year's resolution was to actually go back to making new friends because I had spent so much time like on my older friends and like friends I'd had for decades. And I was like, I really like need to branch out. I need to make new friends. And like, that's the year you and I became good friends. That's the year Sam Sanders and I really became friends. I think that's the year, no, the next year, it was the year Chelsea Devontes and I became friends. So it's like, I really, and I love that. And I like, so I think the thing I'm the most proud of is I have all these great people and they've all met and like become friends with each other. And now with Cake Party, like, I had a friend at Cake Party this last weekend who was the first time she came, but I met her through another friend who's a new friend. Like, so I don't know. That I think is like my most proud accomplishment. And I feel very like special to have so many people and like to have the skills and the interest of like wanting to make new friends because so many people as they get older are like, no new friends.
Well, it's not even that you just make new friends. It's that you make good new friends. I know the people that you just named who I think are equally incredible. Anybody I have met through you has been great. And the cake party that I went to, I didn't even know you knew someone who I had just met. And it's like, you know, and I always say, Christiana.
Oh, yeah. Christiana is how I met the friend who came to this most recent one.
Yeah. And when that connects, I'm always like, okay, I'm on the right path and where I should be. But I think that that's a testament to you. You're not just, anybody can go out and meet new people, but you're actually making friends, establishing relationships and creating a community. And to your point, I don't think I realized how important community was until I moved to LA where I had no family. And I really was starting over. I mean, I guess I had a husband, but you know, we all know how that played out. And then from the divorce, how my community came together for me. And it just made me realize how important those other relationships are when, you know, the people you grew up with or you spent the most time with, or, you know, you don't have right next to you anymore. So I'm going to ask you then the opposite of that, since that response was gathering people and collecting. Yeah. What is something that you've let go of that you feel has made your life better?
You know what I'm working on letting go of? And this is like a work in progress because I'm so competitive. I'm really trying to work on letting go of jealousy.
Are you
It's a hard...
Are you a jealous person?
I'm very jealous. I'm usually able to sort of convert it into just like total like competition work ethic. Like I can usually turn my jealousy into something productive, but sometimes I really do get jealous.
In
like,
what way?
I am everything.
I've never felt this sentiment from you.
Really?
If you gave me 3 emotions and it was like two truths and a lie, I would be like, not jealousy.
Oh, I'm so
You do
jealous.
a great job of hiding it.
Do you know what okay, so this is what I've been trying to work on, is that I feel it, and I think like it's just information.
Okay.
And I try to be like, okay, I obviously want that thing that I didn't know that I wanted, or like whatever. But I also try to like, if it's someone that I love, I'm feeling that about, I really try hard to be like, but I'm excited for them because they're doing something that's great. And I try to tell them like, oh, this is like a stupid example. This isn't real. I'm just making this up. But like, if you showed up and you like looked amazing and I was feeling bad about my body and I like looked at you and I was like, oh, Rachel's so hot. Like, I hate it. I want to die. But I would say to you, Rachel, you look amazing today. Like, you look so good, like, or whatever, because what I'm feeling is jealousy. But what it really is like, I want something that you have, but like, you probably are feeling shitty about yourself sometimes. And like, It might just be nice to know that like, whatever you're doing is working, or like, however you're feeling is working. And I think some of this I started working on when I stopped being an actor, and a lot of my friends were like getting really successful in theater. And at first I was feeling like, oh, you failed. But now I'm like, oh my God, I get to go to Broadway and see like the 7 best shows on Broadway every season. And my friends are winning Tonys and like whatever. But I still feel the jealousy sometimes. And so that's the thing I try to like let go of, because it's not something I can control.
I think that that's such a vulnerable and honest answer. And I think that so many people who are listening to this are going to relate, because maybe sometimes I think it's hard to identify the emotion that you're feeling. And when you do, I think that it allows you to free yourself from it. And I think that someone listening to this is going to be like, wow, maybe that's what I would do. And this is why I've never felt your jealousy, because to me, you might say like, oh, I need to shop in your closet. I like what you're wearing. Help me with styling. And I'm like, great. You can borrow whatever you want. I'll literally give you the key when I'm not here. Go have fun. And I think because you're not giving jealous energy, you're turning it into something else, which I think is a really, really positive tool. Like, you may feel it, but I promise you, you do not execute it by any means. But I just love the way that you phrase that, because I think it's honest too, because people look at you and they see your success, they see what you have. And like you said, you might be going through something, but they see you as something else. And that's a real thing, especially with social media. I do the same thing, to be very honest with you, Traci. Like, I look at what people are doing and I'm like, why didn't I get that? Or why do they have that? And I'm like, somebody's probably doing that same thing with me. They're looking at me thinking certain things. And so
I feel that all the time. Yeah. When other people have success, like in the same industry as me, that's hard on me. And I try to be like, it's okay. Like, it's not for you, whatever, that doesn't always work for me. The like, what's meant for you is meant for you. That one doesn't quite work for me. I don't know. Is that a Christian-y thing? If it has a Christian sense to me.
It's an optimistic thing that doesn't resonate with me. I turn that into work ethic. When I see that and I feel it, I'm like, work harder.
Yes. I'm like, okay, I'm doing that next year. I want that invite, or like whatever. Or I'm going to do the like next bigger thing. I'm like, oh, like there was a time where, this is such a small thing, but there was a time where Oprah did like a book event in New York, and a bunch of other book influencers got to go, and they got to like meet Oprah, but there were like 30 of them.
Yeah.
And of course I was jealous because Oprah's like my idol, but I turned that into, okay, but I don't want to meet Oprah with 30 other people. I want to meet Oprah.
Where she remembers you.
That's not my goal, to like sit in a room and have her shake my hand. My goal is to like be invited to a dinner with Oprah, or a lunch, or like have her on this podcast. But like at first I was like, I can't believe all these fucking people who don't even fucking love Oprah like I love Oprah. Like I was like really for like 30 minutes. And then I was like, wait a second, I don't even want to meet Oprah at the Strand bookstore. And no shots to people who got to go. That's amazing that you got to go. And I would have loved to be there, and I'm totally jealous. But the truth is, the thing that I really want is to like interface with Oprah.
Yeah. There's nothing. So you shift your mindset, which that's
what I'm working on.
Mind over matter. It's such a powerful thing. All right. Looking forward, because there's so much that the future is exciting. The future used to scare me, and sometimes it still does. But again, shift my mindset. What are you looking forward to in your 40s? What do you want for yourself?
Okay, this is going to sound horrible, but I'm just going to say it. Maybe I shouldn't say it. Oh,
say it first, and then we'll decide.
Well, like, I just like want to be richer.
In light of the state of our economy, okay.
Yeah.
This is a real feeling for women in their 40s. I was just having this conversation with my sorority sisters. Shout out to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And my sorority sister, Shannon, who you've met, was like, I'm tired of working. And she's like, I've been working for this long. It's like Charlotte and Sex in the City. Like, where is he? I've been dating for this long. She's like, I've been working for this long. I'm ready to retire. And she was like, how does she phrase it? I don't have time to look through my phone, but she called it like work. She makes good money, but not rich or something like that. And she's like, I'm tired of like working hard, having a good job, making good money, and I still feel poor. And I think that's just the sentiment for where we live in. So there's nothing wrong with saying that.
Yeah, I just think it's also very LA. Like, because LA is so expensive. Like, it's such an expensive. I mean, I don't mean so LA. I mean, like, we live in one of the most expensive states and one of the most expensive cities. And so I feel like there is a feeling about money here that is different than maybe if you lived somewhere else where things were more affordable.
Yeah.
But that's something I'm sort of trying to manifest for myself, is like,
there's nothing wrong with that.
A little more money. What else? It's pretty shallow, but it's fine. I can be shallow also, mostly. I mean, I also just like, can I say another morbid thing and then we can be done?
Yes. See, I'm trying to turn positive. This is so, go ahead.
Well, no. So like for my 40th birthday, like I'm having a big party, and I just feel like 40 is the last birthday that you get before things start to get sad, if you're lucky. I feel like by the time you get to 50, like sad things start to happen. And I know that's like morbid, but I think it's true. And I just feel like I'm trying to manifest like as much joy and like good stuff. And like, and I'm not saying that bad things haven't happened to me before 40, but I do feel like, you know what I'm saying? Last year I had like a really tragic thing happen to one of my very close friends, and I think about it a lot, obviously. And one of the things I think about is like how, because of this, we got much closer, this friend and I. And his mom said something to me. We were like at dinner. I was helping cook at the house with his family. And his mom was like, you guys are so lucky to have each other. And I was like, yeah, we've had 20 years of like so much fun that it's like you put in all this hard work to have a great time with your friends so that when shit hits the fan, like you have all of that holding up the relationship.
Yeah.
And so I feel like one of the other things that I'm like sort of welcoming in is like, again, back to this community thing, is like more intimacy with people, more deeper friendships to like help carry whatever is coming down
community
that might be shitty.
Okay, so see, this is what I'm going to pull from that. In your 40s, you want intimacy, connection, joy, community, wealth, manifesting. Yes, these are all wonderful things. And I want all of that for you too. Okay, before I let you go.
And I want to run a 6-minute mile.
You said this to me before, which I applaud.
I just ran a 6:16. I ran a 6:16, and I had a, speaking of mental, I got the yips in the middle of my mile. I stopped and I walked for like 30 seconds. So I could have done it, but I had a total panic. I was like, I'm going to fall off this treadmill. Like I had a full on, I can't do it moment I got 3 minutes in and just was like, I have to walk. And I like quit. And then I was like, you're not going to quit, just finish. And then I finished and I got a 6:16. So I feel like I'm really close. I'm going to try to get there.
You are close. What speed do you have to run on the treadmill to get? Like what's the consistent speed?
It's a 10-minute mile or 10 miles per hour.
You're running at a 10?
For 6 minutes.
I can't do it for 30 seconds, longer than 30 seconds. Well, that is impressive. I see it for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't wait. And then all that. Okay, that too. Okay, before I let you go, rapid fire really quickly. Really quickly.
Okay.
One word for your 30s.
Fun.
Great. One word for your 40s.
Abundant. Positive.
Abundance. Didn't we talk about this word?
But yes, but positive.
Okay, no.
Because I once did abundance and I got bad. So I want abundant, positive abundance.
Restoration. That's what we talked about. Positive
That's
abundance.
the word for this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something you finally stopped caring about.
I don't know. I care about everything. I stopped not caring about what size my clothes are.
This is important. Yes,
sometimes I'm a large, sometimes I'm a medium, and sometimes I'm a small.
And sometimes these clothing companies lie to you. Exactly.
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
The age you feel on the inside.
33.
If 40 came with a warranty, what would you want to be covered?
My health insurance.
It's key right now.
My body.
What is, you probably don't have this list, but I'm going to make you do this. I'm going to make you do this later. What is one thing on your 40 before 50 list?
I really want to go to Morocco.
Okay, we're going.
Okay.
My girlfriends just went. Okay. Traci, I'm going to let you go.
I love you.
I love you so much. I'm so excited for you. Take that mantra, take that joy, take all the things that you want for yourself, bottle them up inside. I can't wait for you to see all that you do in 40 and beyond. I'm excited for you. I'm excited, and I'm so happy to celebrate with you, and I'm so happy to call you friend.
I love you so much. Thank you for doing this. You are
too.
the best.
Of course.
Hello, hello. We are in the midst of summer, which is my favorite season and also a very fun season over here at The Stacks. As always, we are bringing you a ton of great new reads, author interviews, and behind the scenes bookish gossip and chit chat. But if you find yourself craving a little more, consider supporting us on Patreon and Substack as well. On Patreon, which is our community-focused bonus content hub, you can join our virtual book club. You can be part of our private Discord. You can read with us for our year-long mega reading challenge. Plus, there are monthly bonus episodes. Over on Substack, you can subscribe to my newsletter Unstacked, where I give my hot takes on books and pop culture and sports and food and whatever else I want. On both the Patreon and the Substack, you also have access to my nonfiction reading guide, but it only is available through the end of summer. So make sure you subscribe now to either Patreon or Substack or both to get access to that. And if you don't have a few dollars to spare right now, don't worry. There are free options on Patreon and Substack so you can keep up with the goings on around here. Making this podcast is a huge team effort, and by supporting my Patreon and Substack, you allow me to support my team so we can all continue to work together doing what we do best, which is bringing you bookish content, this very podcast. So if you or your friends are looking to meet other bookish people, support an independent podcast, come hang out with me, Patreon, Substack, or both. Go to patreon.com/thestacks and tracithomas.substack.com, and we will see you in the stacks. All right, next up is Sam Sanders. You all know Sam Sanders from his podcast, The Sam Sanders Show. He has been on this podcast. I have been on his podcast. I love Sam so much. And he came to the table today talking about meeting up at the table. We have a conversation about food and hosting. And I absolutely love that Sam decided to use this angle to talk about our relationship and something that I hold so, so dear.
Traci, hi.
Hi.
Greetings from truly the tiniest hotel room in Manhattan.
Is it the Ace?
No, it's even smaller than that. I found a new hotel with really cheap rates. It's called The Little Something. Okay. And I'll show you the room. That's the bed in the window.
Oh, yeah.
Bathroom behind me, and that's the door.
Oh, my
God. That's it, baby. Pack tight. I'm excited to talk to you, and happy early birthday.
Thank you. Well, everybody's listening to this. It'll be my actual birthday.
I love
July
it.
22nd.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was really struggling over what to talk to you about because there's so much to talk to you about. I'm interested in how your career has gone through different iterations as you've been doing your thing. I am into you as a mother. I am into you as just like a force in the world. But I realized one of the things that I'm always not just impressed by, but like warmed and welcomed by is your relationship to food and your community. Yes. Like all the time. Whenever I've hung out with you, there's been food involved. Always. And it's been part of some of my like favorite moments in LA. I don't know if you remember this, but I was over at your house for Thanksgiving one year. It was the first year after my mother had died. Mm-hmm. And you had me and my Aunt Betty at your house for that Thanksgiving dinner. And it was so healing. And the food really helped to make it so. I can't even begin to describe your spread. There was a spreadsheet. Your sister-in-law was involved. It was a to-do. Like, describe your Thanksgiving spread.
Okay. First of all, of course I remember that. Very important to me. Aunt Betty brought her famous cake, obviously.
She did, her pound cake, yeah.
Yes, she did. So Sarah's my sister-in-law. She was also the second guest ever on this podcast.
Okay.
And she and I have been friends since we were 16 years old. So our friendship predates her relationship with my brother. She and we love a spreadsheet. We are both very type A people. We love to cook. We love to bake all year long. We send each other recipes, not for Thanksgiving, but just like in life in general. And every other year we do Thanksgiving together. And then every other year we do Christmas together. So you were there for a Thanksgiving year and we start talking about what we want to do like a month in advance.
That's wild.
Some years we make the turkey ourselves. This year we made the turkey ourselves. Some years I outsource it because there's a barbecue place nearby that deep fries a turkey.
Bloodso's?
And I'm never going to deep fry a turkey myself.
It's dangerous.
No.
Yeah.
But this year we spatchcocked. And then we decide what other thing we want to do. So that year, Sarah wanted to make these braised short ribs.
Girl, I still talk about the short ribs with Aunt Betty. Good. You impressed us so much. Both of us tried on our own afterwards to make those short ribs. We both failed. I ended up putting mine in a crock pot with tomato sauce. I think Betty was like, this is a lot. It was an intricate recipe, and that wasn't even your main meat.
No, but Sarah was in charge of the short ribs. I can't take her. I was her sous chef on that. But so then we do that. Then we go through all of the sides and we're like, what are we going to do? What do you want to make? What do we have to have? The way that we have to have it. So those are the things Sarah and I make. Everything else we outsource. My mom always makes the stuffing because she uses my grandmother's recipe. And then Sarah really likes mashed potatoes. So I make the mashed potatoes. And then dessert, we always make at least one, Sarah and I, because we love dessert and we never want to not have a dessert that we love. And then we usually outsource a dessert. We'll outsource an appetizer. But honestly, like, neither of us really like to outsource. We just know that we should because people want to bring stuff. But mostly we make a full-fledged Thanksgiving dinner and then outsource like extra toppings. Like it'll be like, we're going to make a vegetable, but also you could make a vegetable. Like we want this vegetable or like we want to try this recipe. But what I found out when I interviewed Samin Nosrat is that she sometimes will outsource a recipe to the person. So not only will she be like, you're making green beans, but she'll be like, you're making these green beans.
That's Samin. That is very Samin.
But I might start doing
her.
that.
She's a friend.
I might start doing that. I'm like,
tell them what you want.
Like if you don't, I always say to people, if there's something that you need to have to make it feel like Thanksgiving, that's what you should bring. But if they say, well, I don't know, then I'm like, I'm like, well, maybe do like a green vegetable. But now I'm going to be like, do these asparagus.
Yes. Well, and this is what I love about the way you build community through your food. There are lots of folks who are foodies that make good spreads, and it is a process that's centered on them. And you walk into their kitchen day of, and they're making this great spread, but they're stressed and they're mean and they're yelling. And it's like you're in an episode of The Bear. Every time I've been in your home where there's a big spread happening, it's still relaxed. You're still friendly. You're still hanging. And I think some of it is because you do a really good job of outsourcing and delegation, but also you just have the kind of constitution. You're not a mean chef. I want you to speak on that because I've been in people's homes where they're cooking down, but they're an asshole in the process. And I got to sit in the corner and wait until all of the stoves are turned off because it's like, you don't do that. What is your secret?
I don't know. I think I think part of my secret is most of the recipes are really easy.
Not them short ribs.
And the other part of it is that mostly everything's done by the time you get there.
That's
what the schedule is.
So you're doing it
for.
in advance. Okay.
Yeah. So like I make the mac and cheese the day before. So when you get there and I'm pulling the mac and cheese out of the oven, that's just the cooking it in the oven. That's literally putting it in for 20 minutes and setting a timer. The only things I make day of usually are like the bread, but that starts the day before. That's also just putting it in the oven. And then the turkey has to be made that day. But again, that's like you dry brine it. You leave it in the fridge for 24 to 48 hours, and then you just put it in the oven. I'm not doing a bunch of like, you have to come in and baste and cut and flip and flop. Like, I'm not doing that because I like, the reason I like to host is because I like having people over and spending time with people. So if I'm going to be in the kitchen the whole time being upset, like that sucks. Like this year, I don't know if you remember, but we took the turkey out, and when we took it out, our meat thermometer broke. and then we were cutting it and it was undercooked and we had to like put it back in. So like dinner was like
Yeah.
super delayed. And both Sarah and I were like, oh my God, oh my God.
I don't even remember.
Oh my God.
Because I was just hanging and chilling
But
and
you guys
eating,
were all
yeah.
outside drinking and we were in the kitchen and it was just like, go do, you know, like, I don't know. I don't remember my mom ever being stressed when she was hosting, and I'm sure she was, but I also just feel like there's so much going on, and if there's like snacks and drinks and you get the right people together, it's fun. And also like Thanksgiving is family. So if something goes wrong, something goes wrong. Like if the
You're
turkey
with
was really
family.
undercooked, we had to eat it later or like put plates in the microwave, like we just would have done that, you know? Like it's one meal. It's like I've definitely overcooked the turkey. The first year I ever did Thanksgiving, I overcooked it so much and I was so sad about it because I eat turkey once a year. But mostly it's not that serious
love
to
it.
me.
Yeah. Also, turkey. Give yourself grace and space. It's the hardest bird to cook. It's a hard bird.
Yeah.
It's difficult to make it tender and tasty.
That's
So,
that dry
yeah.
brine. That dry brine. That'll do it for you every time.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot about the relationship between food and community and gathering, and I always leave your things, whether it's a Thanksgiving dinner or a cake party you throw once a month or whatever, and I feel lifted, connected, and also full. What is your North Star in terms of the type of community you're hoping to build when you gather people around food?
Well, you know,
The thesis statement of the elevator pitch for like what Traci's doing when she gathers folks around food. Sorry, I cut you off.
I don't know if I have a thesis statement, but my guiding principle for all gatherings, whether it's this podcast or a hang or a cake party or whatever, is all comes from Priya Parker, who you guys went to Harvard together.
We did.
Who's been on the show, whose book The Art of Gathering is one of my favorite, who's got a new book, The Art of Fighting.
Conflict.
The Art of Fighting.
Yes.
Yeah. Coming out in September.
Fighting.
Can't wait. And I think like a lot of it is just like I usually put in my invitation, I try to set the tone. So like I send the email with cake party. It's a very chill thing. You don't need to bring anything. I'm making some cakes, show up, drop by, can't make it. See you next month. And that's what the invite email says every time. It's just like, hey guys, it's another cake party. So excited. Come by. You know, and it's not a bunch of stuff. For Thanksgiving, it's a more detailed thing because it's like a more intense event, but it's still pretty chill. And I think mostly it's just like a matter of getting the right people together. And that does the work. So I think a lot of it is like in the invitation situation as opposed to in the actual tone of the event. But anything I do at my house is pretty chill in general. And also I like bringing people together. So I think I also think a lot about like introducing people and connecting people. And like if someone new comes to my house and they walk in the kitchen and we're having cake party and everybody's there, I try to introduce them and I'll be like, oh, you would know Sam because you and Sam both know Priya Parker. And then be like, right. And like try to kind of get the conversation going a little bit. And I trust that the people that I know and love invite into my house can do the rest, right? Like I don't have a lot of friends who aren't chatty or curious or interesting. And so I think that does a lot of the work. And if I do have people like that, I might like spend a little more time trying to like make sure it's going or like pop back over and check in. And like if there's someone who's brand new, I might spend more time with them throughout the whole event than I would someone like you who like, you know, a lot of people in my circle now, like you're part of the circle. Versus like your first Thanksgiving, I feel like I was with you a lot more than I probably was this year because
so
I like,
yeah.
you didn't know everybody and same with Aunt Betty. So I don't know. That's, I guess, how I think about it.
I get that. What do you do? You know, because you know how I do things. When I have folks to my house, I'm ordering the food. I'm either ordering food or bringing people over to like cook it for us. I had these wonderful, I just call them Papusa crew.
That was amazing.
These lovely ladies from East LA that just come and make pupusas in your backyard. And that was my birthday last year, probably the same for this year. So I guess my question for you next is like, for someone like me who outsources food for gatherings, if I wanted to try a gathering and make the food myself, but still have a Traci vibe, it's chill, it's cool, let's hang, don't get too hung up on it, where would you have me start? As someone who gets kind of nervous when more than one thing is on at once, when more than one pot is on the stove at once.
So, okay, I have a few pieces of advice. One is that I also love an outsourced party. Like, I love a pizza party at my house. I love ordering a pizza. At the end of cake party, If people who stick around who have kids, I just make a bunch of grilled cheese and I just stick them on a plate.
Nice.
Very easy. A BLT party, if you wanted to make something, that's a good one. Bacon you can cook in the oven. You can toast the bread very easily in the oven at the same time. You can cut the lettuce, cut the tomatoes, get everything prepared in advance, put it on a platter, get some spreads, easy.
Bam.
And then outsource the dessert. Get some cookies from Levan Bakery or whatever place you like. I don't know. I just came in my head, but
bougie, fancy. Okay.
well, I don't know. I just feel like
personal preference. The cookies are too big. They're too big. They're heavy. These are hockey
if I ever
pucks.
serve Levan cookies, I cut them in quarters and put them on a plate.
You got to.
And then you
got
can
to.
mix up.
Yeah.
You can try a few different tastes.
Yeah.
Or like ice cream sundae is a great, easy thing. You don't have to make a thing. You just buy some sauces. Maybe if you're feeling crazy, you make your own caramel sauce, or like you make your own strawberry, whatever. But like, who doesn't love to shake up the whipped cream thing and put it on? Get some sprinkles.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of sort of like bar, like grilled cheese bar, hot dog bar, that kind of thing, very easy. Also, I love to throw a pizza party and then like make my own salads or like make my own appetizers. So you're sort of doing half and half. A salad is an easy thing because you can make a dressing a day or two in advance, put it in the fridge. You can do all your lettuce in advance and you just have to toss it together. So I think I live and die by the schedule. So for me, it's like, what am I going to make? What's the schedule? Whatever. Because I don't like to be stressed at the end. I don't like to be running out of things. Also like pasta. Like a big pasta, like a spaghetti alla vongole, like the clam pasta. That's it's like a lemon wine sauce with just like clams. Yes. And clams are pretty easy. You clean them, you put them in. It's a 15-minute pasta, but it's like feels so fancy. Get a big loaf of crusty bread, rip it up. Like I feel like mostly the best hosting is easy stuff.
I like that. What is one thing where you're like, never do that? One thing you see people do at gatherings and food gatherings where you're like, no, don't do that.
I don't know. That so depends. I mean, if it's like a big gathering of people you're trying to impress or something, I would say never try something you've never tried before. Unless like sometimes like with cake party, the understanding is I'm trying this cake for the first time. So if it fails, it fails.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's like part of the whole point of the party is so that I can like bake cake. So if I'm trying to, but I feel like if I was like having a dinner party and then I tried something and I was like making something really hard or complicated, I would say maybe don't do that. Also like, never have not enough food.
That's the thing. Always have more than enough. You can eat it later or send it home with people.
I'm Black and Jewish, so like we don't ever not have enough food.
Gonna eat.
But I have been places where like I looked at the spread and I was like, that does not feel like enough food.
Yeah. Yeah. I always, my thing, and it's not even a personal rule because I'm not cooking enough for this, but when you invite people over because you're making dinner, one thing that just sends the wrong message to me when I walk in your house is when you're like, okay, welcome, stay out of the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
You're in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm here to see you. The kitchen's the focal point of the house. Yeah. I want to see you. I can help you stir these things and move these things, but like I hate the ones like, you sit over there while I finish this shit.
The only time I ever do that is at the very, very end. Like if we're like cutting the bird or whatever. Exactly. And it's like, I'm like, but usually I do it in a different way. Usually I do it like, okay, we're about to eat. Can you go get the kids? Or like, hey, can you let everybody know? Like if someone's in my way, in my kitchen, I have those bar stools. So if you have a seat at the bar, you can stay. But if you're walking around behind me, like by the sink, you got to go.
Yeah. You have unlimited budget, any venue, any number of people you want, but you got to organize the cooking of the meal.
Do I have to actually cook it?
You have to facilitate it. You be in charge of it. You can have
okay.
friends
Oh, I
help
know what
you.
it is. A crab
Tell
feed.
me.
A crab feed.
Crab feed. What is a crab feed?
A crab feed is like you like boil all the crabs and you like put the newspaper on the table and then you like dump the crabs on the table and you've got like a crab boil. Do people call it a crab boil?
Yes,
maybe?
crab boil, crawfish boil, crab boil. Yeah,
one of those big long tables, tons of newspaper, bibs, melted butter everywhere. Some maybe like a big Caesar salad or like an herby green salad. Tons of crabs, seafood, and then. I think maybe you finish it with an ice cream sundae or like sorbet bar or something like cold, light, fun, fresh, something like that.
You try.
That's a fun party. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's messy.
Until 3 hours later when I'm at home full of crab and ice cream.
Is that bad for you and for your stomach?
The older I get, the more I'm like, dairy, we got to go careful with you.
Well, that's why I said sorbet too. We'd have all sorts of options.
Okay.
You could have you could have like a sorbet. You could have like maybe we even have. I have no budget. Maybe we even have like a snow cone thing.
Oh,
I don't know, something just really fun. Dress code, casual, very cash.
Okay. I love it. Yeah. I love it. I'm trying to think what mine would be. I love the idea of a grill outside.
Love a grill.
I love the idea of making pizza and like one or two people are really good at it. And then like we all kind of help, but like we got some ringleaders. I have found, so when I've had things at my house where like the grill is open, the straight men flock to it.
They love it.
And I'm like, y'all can have it.
It's an
do
anchor.
some work.
It's a
do
magnet.
some labor. And then me and the women can boss them around. It's pretty great. And they love it.
Yeah.
What has becoming someone who is good at food and gathering, what has doing that taught you about how to live the rest of your life?
Well, you know, as they say in the musical Chicago, I simply could not do it alone. You know, like that's, I feel that way strongly about life. And I feel like a lot of the work that I do in feeding everyone and having people over and all of that is sort of like life insurance on knowing that like I can gather with these people when things aren't bad. Like I know that if I needed a meal.
Aren't good.
Sorry, when things aren't good. Yeah, when things aren't good. I know if I needed a meal, I know there's a lot of places I could go to get one easily. Like I know there's a lot of people that like I have invested my life into that will and do invest their lives back into me. And I think like sharing a meal in that way is like it's just like sitting down at a table and talking and like looking at people and all of that. So I don't know.
That's how you pay it forward in friendship. I like that.
Yeah. Because you're making space for memories. Because like those are when things get bad, I feel like inevitably the conversation turns like to the memories, right? It's like, remember that time. Like I remember you saying at Thanksgiving that like Thanksgiving was like your mom's holiday that first year. And like how important those memories were to you. And I feel like when things are bad and sad, we turn towards our memories. And I feel like having people over and eating together is like such an easy way to make memories, right? Like I couldn't quite remember if you were at the Asada, but you remembered. And like, I just feel like it's like these meals become sort of like touchstones in our lives. So I think that's important. I also think like food is quite literally nourishment. And so like eating together, I don't know. I was raised, my parents always hosted everything. Okay. So I also didn't know that people didn't other family. It never occurred to me that if everybody was coming to our house, they're not just doing this
all the time.
Well, right, but it never occurred to me that if everyone's coming to our house, well, then we're obviously not all going to their house because they're at our house. Like I don't know. So I just assumed that you host, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm Black and Jewish, and both of those cultures are very like come on over friendly.
Yeah,
it's very different than like the WASPs. You know, it's very much not the nuclear family situation.
Yeah. I love this idea of food and gathering as like friend life insurance. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, well, listen, I am, hearing you talk about this, it just reminds me of why I value your friendship so much. It's because you are very intentional about friendship. You take it seriously, you think about it, you cultivate it. And I can see that in our friendship and all of your other ones. It's a beautiful thing. And so my only hope for you is that the next 40 years are even more full of deep and rich friendship and short ribs.
And my crab feed. Now I got to have a crab feed.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I love you so much. Thank you so much for doing this. This is great.
I'm honored to do it.
I just can't believe we're friends. So nice.
I'm so happy we're friends.
It's so nice we're friends.
Happy 40th. I'm ready for all the festivities.
Next up is one of my oldest friends, Becca Tobin. She is an actress who you might know from Glee. She is one of the co-hosts of the Lady Gang podcast. I have known Becca since I was a freshman at NYU. I was 18 years old when we met, and we have been friends for the last 22 years. I am thrilled to get to have this conversation with Becca. Okay, everybody, I'm so excited. This is Becca Tobin, one of my actual oldest friends. I've known you since I was 18.
18, NYU. You were there. I was not. I didn't get in. I was at another B squad conservatory.
But you were my first friend who did like a professional acting job, I feel, because you were
really
the white cat in Cats. Remember when you got that?
Oh, yes, I was 19. I was 19 years old, just a baby.
And you left school to like go do that tour. And I remember being like, Becca's going to make it. Becca's a star.
Little did you know I peaked there. Really did. Nothing is quite compared to that experience as that was my college experience. Similarly to you, smoking hookah in, Lower East Side of Manhattan.
Well, you got to do that too. Did you
yeah.
see the revival?
No, I have friends that just went and it looked very fun, but that's what I've heard. I'm devastated because this is a season of Broadway where I've wanted more than any time to get on a plane, get to New York and see a show every day or twice a day.
Yeah.
There's so much I want to see and I am not going to be able to get there.
I saw 3 things and they were all.
What'd you see?
I saw Ragtime with Brandon.
Oh, obviously. Yeah.
And then I saw Cats. And then I went to see Sam Pinkelton's Rocky Horror.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. But Cats was the first time I saw a show in probably a decade that was just for fun. Normally it's like I'm going to see so-and-so in a show or like I've seen a lot of things over the years that are supporting people, but like I have not seen a lot of things just because I really wanted to. So that was fun. But the white cat in that, Victoria or whatever, is that what you played? You played the white cat?
No.
Oh, I thought you played the white cat.
I was a cat named etc.
Oh, well, the white cat was stole the show.
Oh, yeah. She always does.
She was great. Anyways, This isn't about a fucking white cat. This is about me. Happy birthday.
You are our star. Happy birthday.
Thanks, boo.
I just turned 40 in January and I feel like an elder and I have all this wisdom to impart and I can't wait. But I brought some questions that I have to ask you. First of all, how are you just feeling in general about turning 40?
I feel good about it. I like a birthday. I like getting older. I don't have weird age things.
Yeah, I didn't either. Like the anticipatory feeling of it was a little weird, just the existential part of it of like, whoa, this could be halfway through.
Yeah. I feel like I was more pressed about turning 30, weirdly.
Really?
Like I just remember being like 30, like I know 40 is the big one, but I sort of feel like I do feel 40 in some ways. Like I feel like I've lived a life a little bit, but also I feel like, I don't know. The only thing I don't like about turning 40, this is so stupid, but sometimes when people are like, oh, you look so much younger, I'm like, oh, thank you. Or not when they say you look younger, when they say, I thought you were younger. I almost sometimes feel like it's an insult. I'm like, am I so immature that you thought I was 12?
No, it's because you look the way you do.
But sometimes they couch it in a different way where I'm like, thank you. And also, I hate you.
No. It's not. You have a young energy, but not immature. I
have a young energy. That is true.
You have young energy. And speaking of young energy, okay, so what are you inviting into this decade? And what are you leaving behind? And it can be something that you had like once had in your 20s, like a point of a perspective or just like a joie de vivre, like a overall thing that maybe you lost along the way. Because I know becoming a mother was a time that I was sucked the living life out of me. And so it was like a weird decade of the 30s. So it's like, do you want to bring anything in from 20s or you want to leave anything back from 30s?
Okay. So Rachel asked this question yesterday. Okay. So I'm not going to answer it fully because I answered it with Rachel. But yesterday, after I talked to Rachel, I went to a cafe and I was like reading my book. And I feel good about my answer for what I'm like inviting in. But what I'm leaving behind, I said something about like, I don't know. I was like, didn't want to care about like what size clothes I wore. Like, cause that's like marketing. That's like cut of a pant. It's not like my body. But the real thing that I want to not have in my life as I move forward, and I text her this, literally I was at a cafe reading and I was like, I know the answer. And the answer is boring people. I'm tired of boring people. I have friends that are boring to me that I find boring. And I'm just like, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. And like, I've known them for a long time. I feel like I have to be friends with them. Or like I meet a mom at like a kid thing and I'm like, this is a boring mom. I don't want to be friends with this mom. And I like attention and I like to be loved. And I sometimes will be like overly nice to someone just like on principle, even though I'm like, I don't actually want to go out to dinner with you. Like, I don't actually want to do a play date. And so I'm really trying to cut the boring people out of my life moving forward.
I love that.
And you can be quiet. You just have to be interesting. Like,
yes.
I just don't want to have the same conversation with people every single time I see them. And I feel like with boring people, that's what I get. So that's what I'm getting rid of. Goodbye, Boros.
It's so true. It's true. I actually feel the same way about, I think now too, in this era, I can sit back and appreciate a big personality, and I don't feel the need to correct them or fix them or do anything other than observe. And I think before I felt this need to only be with people that really were so similar to myself.
Yeah.
In the way that they go through life and the way that they, live their life, the way they dated, the way they did all the things. And now I'm like, parent the way that you want, be insane, be a big personality. But you're right. It's like the boring people have got to go.
They got to go. And like, again, you can be like, I love betas. Like there's a lot of betas that I love. It's not about being alpha. It's about like, if you're a beta, are you observing? And then you're going to call me and we're going to talk shit about it for 7 hours. Like you just have to bring something to the table. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm cutting out of my life, the Boros.
Okay. Well, this is kind of in line with boring people.
Okay.
My favorite thing is when you talk shit about books.
Okay.
And I want to know the worst book you've read in this decade. What is the one that just like poo-poo so stinky you can never forget how bad it was?
I'm not going to tell you the worst book because I actually think it's like sort of boring because nobody cares and nobody's going to read it. And it was like something that made no buzz. I'm going to tell you the 2 big books that have pissed me off the most in the last, 8 years since I've been doing the show. And they are Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Yesteryear. I can't stand either of those books. And what's amazing is they have the same editor, Jenny Jackson, who's written 2 books. And I've not read either of them. And I don't plan on it. But I really don't like those books. I think they are bad in different ways and also in similar ways. I found Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow to be so much hype and so much manipulation and like a basically fine but not great book that was annoying. And then I found Yesteryear to be a really bad, poorly written book, bad story construction. And what both of them have in common that I think is what makes me hate them so much is so many people being like, oh, you didn't get it. They're actually amazing. And I'm like, no, I fucking get it. I don't like it. Yeah. And like I've said this before on the show, you can like things that are bad. You can like things that are low quality. I do. My dress I'm wearing right now is from Old Navy. Okay.
That's not bad.
I mean, I love Old Navy and they have actually great quality because they still use real cotton, but fine. But like, I understand that this Old Navy dress I'm wearing is not, Vera Wang, right? And that's fine. And I like it. And Yesteryear is a finely, poorly made book that people are entertained by. And that's fine for them. But don't fucking tell me that I'm an idiot because you guys like a book that sucks. And that's how I feel about both those books.
Is Yesteryear similarly to like how I feel about the D-list Bravo shows where
I don't know.
It's not good, but it's entertaining?
So, okay, my issue with Yesteryear is different than my issue with Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow in this regard. I think Tomorrow and Tomorrow, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, like get a fucking new title, bitch. Yeah. I think that book is well written. Like she's a good writer. And I think that it needed some editing and I think it was manipulative. And I think it was made you want to read it and people liked it and they felt things and that's fine. And like, congratulations to you. I think Yesteryear is poorly constructed. I think it is like not well written in the sense like the characters are not fleshed out. There's not a strong point of view. It's like her Christianity isn't defined. Like the era isn't defined. And there's a twist that people are like, well, that's why. But like, it's literally not why. But people do a lot of work to make it good. And so I don't like that because I like crap. One of my favorite movies is Center Stage. Like,
right.
Like but like Jodie Sawyer is Jodie Sawyer from start to finish. You're not like all of a sudden Jodie Sawyer has her on her tap shoes, right? She goes to the hip hop class and she's very stiff. She's learning how to get loose. Like it's part of the storyline. In this book, it's like the twist is like, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to spoil it for people, but the twist is fucking stupid. And then it negates like half the book. And also, I don't know. And I think the criticism is weak. It's supposed to be like this sharp social commentary, but it's mostly just like influencers are actually working really hard. And these like mommy people have assistants and like they're hypocrites. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a job.
Well, I have to admit that I started tomorrow, and I didn't finish it.
You didn't. You and I have similar taste. You'll read fluffier things than me, but it's very rare that you love something that I hate.
It's true. Well, that is flattering because I do respect your taste a lot. But you also give me a lot of recommendations. Like everything you've ever told me to read, you've nailed it. So when I do those things on Instagram where telling me what to read, the garbage that I get, I know, I just need to text you because I just, it's crazy the things that people say. Okay. If in this snapshot moment of your life, you write a memoir, what is the title of the memoir?
Rachel asked me this.
God damn it, Rachel. Well, let's work through it.
Well, I gave her a mantra. That my answer was,
what is it?
You remember Victor Self from Flywheel?
Yeah.
Remember his mantra was, yes, I can. Yes, I will. I can do anything. And that was sort of the mantra that's been carrying me through my life basically ever since I met Victor. And it's something that I say all the time, whether it's jumping off a high diving board or going through a tantrum with my child. It's anything that happens, I'm just I can do it. Whether I'm running on the treadmill and want to quit. So that's what I told her. But I don't know if I have a good title. I mean,
I wish I'd thought of one before and I could pitch you some ideas.
Yeah, I don't know. It would probably be something like, hey, everybody, look at me, a memoir. Or I know I'm annoying, but hey, I wrote about
Traci and the birthday month.
Happy birthday year, a memoir by Traci Thomas.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. The Loud Friend by Traci Thomas.
You're so dumb. You're so dumb.
That could be it. You're so dumb by Traci Thomas.
But you're not so dumb. Okay. Well, I hope that Rachel didn't ask this. And if she did, I quit.
Okay.
Biggest regret of the last decade?
Ooh. It's not a specific regret, but it's sort of a broad regret. It mostly has to do with my inability to, this is going to be vulnerable, I guess, a nightmare. My inability to believe in myself sometimes. I feel like sometimes other people will do things where I'm I could have fucking done that. Why didn't I try to do that? Why didn't I think to do that? And sometimes it can be a really small thing. I see a reel is trending and I'm oh, I should make a reel. And then I'm ugh, I don't want to make a reel. But sometimes it's pitching myself for bigger opportunities or I think in the beginning of the show, I was really nervous about money and I was too scared to invest in the show and hire a this and that or whatever. And so I sometimes regret that I didn't kind of put more stock into this in the beginning. And even still now, I'm always really I don't know, can I do that? I shouldn't do that. So I think that would probably be professionally some regrets.
Well, that's interesting because I do think that we share that. We both have a little chutzpah, but we also have a lot of self-awareness. And so we don't want to be the delusional people running around thinking that we can do all these things and have everybody behind our backs talk shit about we are so, yeah.
Because we talk shit about people behind their backs.
Exactly.
That's
and
why.
I know this is a poison of my own, right? It's just, if I wasn't such a shit talker, I probably wouldn't have any fear about being one of those delusional people because I wouldn't know that people out there like us existed and were mean and made fun of you. So this is all coming back to us being dicks.
Yeah.
But I will say, it was not a conscious thing, but I did notice, and I only just turned 40 in January, and I'm sorry I'm making all this all about me, but I have embodied a higher belief, a stronger belief in myself.
Ooh.
I'm doubting myself less, and I'm actually doing a little bit more balls to the walls.
Okay.
In a way that I never could do or would do before.
Okay. This is encouraging.
It's what do I have to lose? I look back and I'm thinking, if I had done that thing or put myself out there for that thing, what did I have to lose except for losers talking shit about me? Nothing.
And if you had gotten it or whatever, then they would have been talking shit and you would have been yeah, bitch, but suck it.
Right.
I feel I just don't have the why not me mentality. I'm I could give you 20 reasons why not me. I could also give you 20 reasons why not the person who got it or who did it or whatever. That's my thing. I'm I am too much of a critic
for myself and for everyone else that I could argue in and out of anything. I could convince myself why I should be the president and also why I shouldn't be the president. Like, I feel like I could lay it out both ways, and it just depends. And some days I convince myself in, and some days I convince myself out.
I get that I feel that very deeply. But I think you can still have that awareness, but also, like you just said, you're like, I also look at those other people and think, why you?
Yeah.
So if the people that are unqualified or suck or are lame are getting these things, you could be like, cool, I'm going to go too. Because I could suck and you suck and I suck.
Yeah,
so
I definitely suck,
want it.
but I suck at least as much as you suck. That's what I always tell people when they like underestimate me, or like I say in my brain, I'm always like, well, or when someone says something to me and it's like they're talking down to me, like they think I'm stupid. I go, well, listen, can you just accept that I'm at least as dumb as you? Like, if you understand it, I fucking get it. Okay. I might not be the smartest person in the world, but like, I'm as smart as you or I'm as dumb as you. Okay. Just give me if you get it, I get it. Unless it's like, you know, my friend Chanda, who's like a literal astrophysicist, in which case I'm like, I don't fucking get it.
But that's only in so few categories that you don't get it. But you're right. Yes, if you get it, I get it. Okay, as far as moving forward with the decade, do you have any bucket list?
Rachel asked this too. You guys at the same school of journalism. Yes.
It's called Basic Bitch Journalism.
Okay, I will tell you a different thing on my bucket list that I didn't tell her. Okay. How about... Well, one of my bucket list things that you and I talked about a long time ago that I have kept and held on to, it'll be in our 50s, is when our kids go to school, we're getting an apartment together in New York City so we can go see shows.
Gajillion%.
We're getting a little cute,
it's happening.
A cutie little one bedroom. We're going to put our little beds side by side and we're going to lay in bed and just talk to each other and chit chat. And it's going to be like where your apartment was in New York when you had that huge purple chair that you got from the flea market or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
When you were dating Colin. And you used to go across the street and get the stevia pineapple or Splenda pineapple cocktail from that bar. Do you remember? It was like, it was like in that big pitcher and it was like vodka and pineapple, but it was like sweetened with Splenda because this was when like Splenda was like the thing. And we used to really fucking love it.
Was it when you walked out of that Midtown apartment, was it directly across the street?
Yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it was just like pineapple alcohol juice with Splenda, and we loved it.
This is important. This is why it's important to keep friends that you've had for so long, because you are like my memory keeper. Yes. I forgot about that chair entirely, and it was almost my whole personality for
Well, you brought it to LA. When you lived in our apartment in LA, it was like taking up half the room before you found your own apartment.
Whoa.
And then you like spray painted it like gold. You like changed the color.
Oh, wow. It was lime green, but then I spray painted it gold, but it was always the purple croc.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's your bucket list, our apartment in New York.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's
going to be real babe pad.
I know. No boys allowed, including our children.
No, definitely not those boys. No boys that I have to take care of. I don't want to take care of
Only hot boyfriends.
Only hot side pieces. Only hot side pieces. Okay. The final thing is, this is cheesy and you might have to get vulnerable, but I'm sure Rachel already asked you this.
Okay.
What would you say to little Traci?
She didn't ask this.
Yes. Okay. Little Traci in the Bay Area. She's like 10. Mm-hmm. And you pay her a visit, mm-hmm. like the Ghost of Christmas Future or whatever. Okay. And what do you tell her that you're really excited? What are you so excited to tell her you guys get to do? And what's some good advice that you want her to have moving forward?
I have a few things.
Okay.
One, I would say we talked to the vice president of the United States on a podcast about books that we made up, which means nothing to you, but it's cool that we talked to the vice president. Yeah. But also, we talked to Ginger Spice, okay? I need you to understand that, like, we are slamming our bodies down and we are winding them all around. So that's the first thing I would say. Another thing I would say is, like, along the lines of,
you probably should shut up a little bit in school, but also don't really shut up because like you're going to talk for the rest of your life and it's going to be the only thing that earns you any money in your life. Whether it's being a spin teacher or an actor or whatever, a podcaster, your big mouth is your only moneymaker.
Mhm.
And then I think the last thing I would say is excitedly, the people come around on Cats. You were right. It's a fantastic musical.
I hate you.
It's true. I'm the only person who liked Cats 6 years ago, okay? In the whole country. It was just me liking Cats alone by myself, listening to Mungo, Jerry, and Rumpelteazer. When I went to see it, I went with Sam Pinkleton and Chris Ford and Sam's husband, Andrew.
Rumpelteazer. Is that the name?
Mungo, Jerry, and
Oh my
Rumpelteazer are an extra. Okay.
You're so weird. Okay.
I was sitting with them. I was sitting with Sam. It's like Tony voting season. Chris and Andrew are in the balcony. I'm sitting down low with Sam. He's like, I want to sit next to you. I want to see you see the show because he knows I love it. And we're in the opening number and they're like, political cats, cat, whatever. And Sam just turns to me and goes, you really do know every word. And I just look at him. I said, do you think I'm a liar? It's like, I know every word.
See, this is your yesteryear.
This is my yesteryear. This is my
your
yesteryear.
Because I am trying so hard to see. I mean, I hated that show so much. I would sometimes fall asleep on the stage, take a little cat nap, pun intended, during those long, weird fucking songs that
All
that
the
are in that
weirdest,
show.
worst songs from the original are the best songs in the revival. Like Gus the Theater Cat is phenomenal. Skimbleshanks the Railway Cat, unmatched. The worst numbers are like Mistopheles. It's crazy. It's crazy. They've totally flipped it.
Mistopheles was like the sexiest number
I
when
know.
we did it.
Now it's not.
It could have been because it was the only straight dude who played it. That's might have been why I felt.
Was that
things
or was that Rum
downstairs.
Tum Tugger?
No, it was Mistopheles was in our version a straight man who actually dated Emily Loftus
Oh my God.
for a long time.
Was she in
Yeah.
that show?
No, but that's how I met her. This is real inside baseball, inside theater, was through doing the show with her boyfriend. But he was Mr. Mistopheles, and it was quite sexual, the performance.
See? Cats, layers, babe. All sorts of cats.
Layers, babe.
Political cats, majestical cats, metaphorical cats, categorical cats.
This is by far the most off-brand thing about you. By far.
I like the dumbest shit, and you know that's true.
I know, but you always shock me. Well, Traci, I love you so much.
I love you so much.
I cannot believe that we've known each other for
22
over 20 years.
22
years.
in September.
And we both have really landed on our feet, shall we say.
Meow.
Pun intended. I love you.
I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you.
Last up, you all know him. You all love him. He is one of my absolute favorite authors and favorite humans, someone that I have met through this podcast, whose work has meant so much to me and whose friendship has meant even more. That's right. I am talking about Kiese Laymon, author of Heavy, friend of the show, cultural commentator, all around stand-up dude, Kiese Laymon.
Hey, y'all. Are you doing? Can I start?
You can
I just
start.
get in
You
here?
can start.
Oh my goodness. Hey, what up, y'all? The countdown got me shook. I'm so happy to be here. Listen, I thought a lot about how to ask Traci questions that, one, I really want to know answers to, two, that I think y'all would really want to know answers to. And so you had to comb through the stacks, like the stacks, to see what Traci does well, what she does, but also what makes Traci kind of like uncomfortable, because I wanted to get a lot of those questions in.
Oh my God.
So I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not, but what I want to talk about,
I'm nervous.
is
I'm like literally blushing and
I know
sweating
this
at
is
the
just
same
the hype.
time.
This is the problem with talk. You just hype it. But I want to like live in that space you encourage like writers and creators to make on your show of like, I'm most interested when people start talking about what they like and love and obviously what they fucking hate. But I want to do it a different way.
Okay.
I want to start with like the perfect morning for you in July. Perfect morning. Perfect. Like, what time are you waking up? I have all my questions. What time are you waking up? What are you doing as perfect? What's the perfect morning for Traci?
Is this a perfect morning that I'm creating out of thin air, or a perfect version of a morning that I would actually have?
This is a perfect version of the morning you're creating out of thin air.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
This is completely ideal. Like you're not bound by anything.
Okay. I am on vacation.
Where?
Well, it's just important that I'm in a nice hotel. That's what that's what's
Okay,
important. I'm in a nice hotel with like very comfy cold sheets, a nice big blankie, actual blackout shades that work. Okay.
Oh,
with a good robe. A good robe.
Ooh.
I love a robe.
What's a good robe though for you?
The sleeves are long enough because I have long arms.
Yep.
I hate when the sleeves are short. Not too heavy, but I do like that material that's sort of like smooth, like not like a waffle print.
Right.
Personally, but not like full terry cloth. It's like that like microfibery. I don't know. It's like smooth. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then I wake up and there is a tea situation in the hotel room. Whether that means they have like a kettle and I can just make my own hot water. I can even have my own tea bags. I have a little half and half in the fridge, not the little plastic cups, but like I have like a bottle of half and half, so I can like have good half and half, and some sugar. Big windows. Let's say we're overlooking maybe the beach or like beautiful mountain, something like nice that I can look at, but I don't actually have to go be outside in. Would be great.
Oh.
Though I do like a balcony. And then I can read for a while. Obviously, my kids are not there. I wake up on my own. Nobody saying, mommy, mommy.
Right.
And then I read for a while. And then maybe I put on like, I take a shower because it's my perfect day. So I'm not in a rush. Take a shower.
Right.
I put on like a dress, like a summer dress. I love a summer dress.
Oh.
And then I like go out. Let's say we're in like Paris and I go out into town and have my little book, my little tote bag, and my water bottle's all full. And I go and I have more tea and like a delicious croissant situation. And then I walk around some more and then I get ice cream in the morning because it's my perfect day. How's that?
Okay.
Oh, and it's not too hot, but it's not cold. I don't like to be cold. But I also don't want to be too hot because I sweat quickly. So I would like it to be like 72 degrees. Feels perfect.
Okay, that answer gives me a great foundation for everything I want to ask. Okay, so, in that perfect day, you're still spending time alone with books.
Yes.
Why?
Because I so rarely get to because my kids are so annoying.
That's a great point.
Like it's just very hard for me now. I used to always wake up and read, but now I usually have things to do. I have to make lunch and pack a backpack and fill up the water bottles. So the idea that I could just like wake up and like read a little bit and like open my windows and read and then like go out into the world and read, just start my day reading. That sounds really good to me.
And one of the reasons I wanted to start, like wondering how you would start the day. I thought we would get to reading, but I think a lot of us have questions about how much you love the work we get to see you. We see the production of it, right? Mm-hmm. Like it appears that we're all in your life and we're right next to you. So I think whatever you do a great job of making us appear that like you really love it. But the reading of the books, the reading, the listening, the preparation, what is the most enjoyable part of that? If it's a bad book. If the book is actually bad and they're a guest on the show and I really don't like the book, is that what you're saying? Yeah.
That's not so enjoyable.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay. No, I like reading. I like to read. Despite what everyone might think about me, and maybe this is my own fault for letting people think this or telling people that this is true, I don't like to dislike things. Like I don't ever want to read a book or go into something being like, I'm going to hate this or like, I hate this. For the most part, if I don't like something, I don't finish it. Usually if I'm reading a book for the show and I don't really like it, there is a reason why I still want to have the guest on. So maybe they're like an interesting person. Maybe they're a person that I admire. Maybe the topic I'm very interested in, but I don't think the book is particularly good. So in those cases, like it's an exercise in coming up with questions and like trying to figure out how can I frame this in a proper way. But that's not nearly as fun for me or as enjoyable for me as like loving a book and getting to like talk to the author about that. That is fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you literally, people always talk about taste making. Like you've obviously like made yourself into a tastemaker for yourself and like us. But we were talking off this one time, and we were talking about how we were talking about a particular genre, like of which I write in, and like I think one of us was like, "Yo, it's rough out there for that genre right now." And I think both of us agreed it's rough out there, not just in terms of people's desire, but it just appeared that like there weren't a lot of dope memoirs, for example, right? And then one of the questions I think you posed, that, like, and I just started thinking about was like, I wonder how much of like our readerly taste is shaped by culture, right? It's shaped by what's happening in the world. And so I wonder, have you thought of any more about that question, particularly around memoir? I'm kind of putting you on the spot. Okay. And like whether or not it's the world that has influenced what appears to be sort of, people appear to be less interested in general in like memoir, unless it's like the celebrity one that everybody sort of fucks with a little bit. But like, what is it for you, if anything, that like makes your taste change over time? Because I remember there was one point when you were just like, yeah, like I would say memoir. And then there was definitely a point you're like, yo, memoirs ain't really hitting right now.
Yeah, I'm out on memoir still. It's been like a year and a half or 2 years.
Tell me what you think it is.
I think it's a few things. Okay. I think part of it is your fault in the sense that you wrote a memoir that was so good. And a lot of people have tried to copy you and are not, either they don't have the chops to do it, or they don't have the life story to tell. Like, I think part of what you did is that you took your life and made it into art in a way that I think sometimes people write memoir and they think that memoir is supposed to be reported nonfiction. Yeah. And to me, it's just not. To me, memoir is a form of art. It's like I don't know. This is going to sound kind of crazy. Maybe I don't. This isn't a great analogy, but like to me, in some ways, memoir is ballet. Like, it's like you have to be like really highly trained. You have to be really disciplined. And I'm not talking about celebrity memoir, because I think celebrity memoir, we as readers generally give celebrity memoirists a lot of grace. And also they're not technically writing memoir. They're technically writing like autobiography hybrid generally. Because memoir is supposed to be about one moment or time or event, or it could be like about a theme in your life, but it's not supposed to be like, I was born and then last night I finished writing this book. Like, it's supposed to be like, this is about the time I was in prison. This is about the time my mother died. This is about, and like, you can obviously branch out and tell more of your life story, but it's like a stylized art form that is sort of heightened in the way that ballet is heightened. Whereas like jazz dance is almost like, anybody thinks they could do a jazz dance. Like, give me a pas de bourrée. Like, it's not everybody's like, I can put on point shoes. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I do.
Ballet is like a higher level of technique and rigor. And I think that a lot of people think like, oh, I've lived a life and everyone has a book in them. And so therefore my book about my life is the book that I have to offer. And I think that is true, that people write those books, but I don't like those books. So that's one part. But then the other part is, I do feel like right now, I am turned off by individual
stories,
people, stories, individual. Like, I just don't think anything is one person. I think everything is all of us. And so a lot of memoir feels so navel-gazy and so like, this is my thing. And can you believe this? And I'm like, yeah, babe, I can believe this. I've read about this story 50 other times. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that bad things happened to you. I'm sorry that your father was abusive or you were bullied or racism. But like, you are not the only person to have lived this life. And to sort of present it in that way is a huge turnoff for me.
Right. And that's the artful part, right?
That's like the artful part.
That's the artful part.
But everybody thinks they can do it and they can't.
And if we're in that idyllic morning, right now, memoir probably wouldn't be what you're reading.
Not close.
If it's right. Okay. So we're out, we're moving. In that idyllic morning/day, and I want to get to evening. Are you watching television? This is like, you don't have to, but like, ideally, are you watching? And what time do you start?
So I have to come back to America because I need to be in the correct time zone and I can't do the transfer to Paris. So I'm back. I'm back in California.
Okay.
I am watching sports if it's on. So right now I am living this fucking amazing life where there's World Cup.
Yes.
There is Wimbledon as we're recording.
Yes.
There is
And
baseball at night.
Yeah.
So yesterday's match started at 9 a.m. California time.
Right.
So I dropped my kids at camp
wow.
and I came home and I had some work to do in front of the computer. So I had the computer and then I have the game on behind me and I'm doing both things. Last night, there was a match that happened earlier in the day that I didn't get to finish. So I saved it to watch the extra time and the penalty kicks. And I had my book in front of me, but I ended up doing computer work because I was actually watching the match. So that's the TV that I've been turning on the most is sports. I really have not watched a scripted show in probably a long time. I don't.
What about reality though, right?
Sometimes I watched Traders this year. I really have not watched a lot of TV this year. I got to be honest.
okay,
I've been
okay.
really on my sports shit this year.
I love it.
Because also we had Olympics earlier this year. Like it's been a big sports year.
Yeah. This is a setup for my
Okay.
This is the
You were
middle.
hoping
like,
I would
checking.
get you to sports. I'm so
Well,
predictable.
when I was wondering what your perfect day was, I wonder if she's gonna watch sports. But yeah, okay. Are you watching films at all? Like in that perfect day, are you gonna spend like that's 2 hours of time?
No,
like,
I'm probably not going to watch
you're
a
not-
film.
So in your perfect day, we got you doing some reading.
Yeah.
We got you watching some sports.
Well, okay. In my perfect day, this is my ideal
Yeah.
day, and it's in
Ideal,
July.
yeah.
This July 2026.
July, yeah.
Or any July or this July? Because it's going to
Just
change
July.
my. Okay. In
This
any
July.
given July, then I'm also probably trying to go to a baseball game.
Oh.
Instead of watching a
right.
sporting event on TV, I would love to go to the ballpark. If it was this July, I would have a lot of money and I would go to a World Cup match. But since it's just a general July, it'd be a baseball game.
Do you think there was ever a time in your life, like from the time you can remember going to see movies till now, when like the ideal thing would have been like, oh, I want to really go to a movie by myself or with somebody in my family?
I like the movies. I like movies, but I would rather be at the ballpark. I don't know, outside and like hot dogs and loud and cheering and baseball. Like you can't talk to people during a movie.
Yeah.
I like
so,
going to
like,
a movie, but I don't know. My brain is doing work at a movie. Like I'm thinking about lighting and
Right.
costume and acting and story. I'm trying to figure everything out and I'm trying to decide why would that director do that? What an interesting shot. Oh, that's a weird
Yeah.
like it's not I'm not able to shut off that part of my brain generally. And I can during sports.
I love it. Okay, so film is out of what I was gonna ask, and
Okay.
now we just got sports and books.
Okay.
The watching of sports, that's really interesting. Like sports. When I say sports, I mean watching from television and also mean going to the
Yeah.
ballpark. And then we have books, which is just reading books at your pace, at your leisure, right? Like okay. August. You made this deal with some being and you get to either participate in the watching of sports for the rest of your life for $10 million a year,
Okay.
and you get to read books and talk about them for $10 million a year. If you pick one, you can't choose the other for the rest of your life. So if you pick the books, you can't watch sports. If you pick sports, you can't fuck with books. Which one are you picking?
In the watching of sports, I can go in person and I can also watch on TV.
Yeah.
And in the watching of sports, am I also having to do work around it? Because with the reading of books, I have to talk to people around it, right?
No. The reading of books, you don't. I just see that's the problem. I think that you make the talking seem very joyful. I don't know if it actually is, but the reading, let's say you just have to read. This is just reading versus. This is just like the participation and enjoying sports versus participation and enjoying reading.
And I can
You only
never
pick one
watch
if you-
sports again.
or read a book.
Can I do other forms of entertainment?
Yeah, you definitely.
Like if I pick sports, could I still go to the movies in the same way that I still sort of go to the movies now? Like maybe twice a year?
If you pick sports, you can go to the movies because movies aren't in this.
Okay.
It's just like
then
if
I
you
would
pick sports, you
I
can't
would pick
read.
sports.
Wow, talk to me about that.
I would pick sports.
This is about.
I love sports.
Woo, nothing makes you feel like it, right?
Nothing makes me feel like sports.
That's what I feel.
But
too.
also, if I can still watch a movie or watch a TV show, I still can tap into that part of my brain that I am tapping into with books. Like that critical thing I was saying. I could still sometimes get into the place that I enjoy of like, why are they doing that? What's going on? Whereas if I'm only reading, I would never be able to tap into the live communal experience of sports.
Let me ask you this. So there's the reading that we both do in different ways. Like, you do it, I do it. I do it sometimes in my bed. I do it sometimes like my desk. But then there's the making of the thing. Like, do you find more joy in the reading or like the making of the art, the podcast for us, like the making of it, like, because I remember one time you were talking about somebody who was really good at something, but they don't make things, they never completed anything, and it made me think about like the sort of like holiness sometimes I feel those of us who like make things and complete things feel. It doesn't make you can make really fucking shitty shit, but. Like, do you get more joy out of like the making of the thing or just the reading?
I get more joy out of the making of the thing, I think.
So then let me read. So if it was like you can never make like an artful, like readerly podcast for people, or you can never watch sports, would you still pick sport? Never. Would you still pick?
Because the making of the thing is still work. The watching of the sports is fun. That's why I asked what I have to like make something from the sports. Could I just like, because sometimes like when I'm reading a book for fun and I know I'm never going to do it on the show, I love that so much because I'm like, all I have to do is write a few sentence review and nobody reads those anyways and I can move on with my life. Whereas like when I'm reading for the show, it's a lot of work. Like I'm thinking, I'm trying to be generous. I'm trying to think about it. I'm trying to frame it. Maybe I'm listening to them on other podcasts. Maybe I'm reading other things they've done. Why is this the book that I'm picking? Why is this important to talk about? Blah, 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 blah. It's just like a lot. And then I'm reading and I'm taking notes in the book. And it's like, I'll be in a good section and I'm like, oh shit, I need to take this note. And then I'm like, kind of pop out of the book. It's just like a different kind of reading. Whereas like if I'm just picking up a book for funsies, that is great. That is for sure. That is great. But like work is not great. Like work is still work. Even though I love the work and I love the making, it's still work.
It's still work. It's still work.
So
and also
I hate the writing. I hate the writing around the shit.
You still hate the writing?
I hate the writing now more than I ever did.
Wait, tell me more about that.
I hate it. It's so much work for me. I'm not good at it. I hate doing it. And I hate that it's the most lucrative part of what I do is the writing.
That's wild. And it doesn't matter that it appears easy for you.
It's not easy. I don't like it. And it takes away time from the reading and the sports. And if I didn't have to write, I could probably watch more TV or like go to a movie. But I don't have time to do any of those things. I could like make a delicious meal in the time that it takes me to write something. And it's like late at night, I'm like, oh my God, my newsletter has to go out tomorrow and I still don't like this, or like I haven't finished this and it's not good and nobody fucking cares and nobody reads it and I wouldn't read this. This is like, it's just like one of the most negative self-talk spirals I have is about writing. Because I also don't want to be a writer. I don't like writing. I'm only doing it because it's how I make money. And like, that is not enjoyable.
But I mean, does this mean we're not going to see your book?
I'm not writing a book. I don't want to write a book.
You're never writing a book?
You're never
going to write?
I hope not.
Okay, you hope not.
The closest thing I think I could see myself to writing a book, and I've said this before, is like maybe I could do an anthology and I would write an introduction, short introduction. That's like, really hey guys, I'm not writing in this book, but I got friends who are fancy, but my name's on the cover, so I have something to sign every time I go on a tour with people.
I hope you do that one thing you were talking about.
I know.
Okay, so we skipped through the middle of the day just because I got too interested in like the mechanics of the beginning. But let's say we're dinner. Ideal. So we're still in Paris though.
Oh, we're back in Paris.
That doesn't mean that you're limited. You're not just limited to Paris food though. Okay. But like, what are you eating? What to watch? Let's say, I guess now, like it could be the World Cup, it could be baseball, it could be one. You could be watching all three at the same time. What are you eating?
Well, French fries for sure.
Well, but how? Like, what kind of fries? Like the long johns? Does it matter?
They gotta be like crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside. Not too thick. Not like a steak fry. Never a steak fry. If we're in Paris, I'm eating like a frite, but not the super thin ones either. They need to have a little girth to them, like a McDonald's sized fry, but in France, like fried in like a duck fat, because it's like really like a real fry.
Right.
I'm eating that. If I'm in France, I mean, I'm probably having escargot.
You're right.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what else I'm having. I'm having a Diet
But
Coke
French
if
fries
I'm in
and
America.
escargot.
Yeah.
You having what? You having
Diet Coke if I'm in America.
Diet Coke. But like, how do you like it? Do you like it in a bottle?
I like it in
a
a can. I do not like it
Okay.
poured over ice. The only time I have my Diet Coke over ice is if I'm at like a movie theater or like at they have a fountain situation.
Right.
Like if I go to a restaurant and they bring out that stupid little fucking bottle and then they bring out the cup of ice with the lime on it, I'm like, just take the accoutrement away.
Fuck it, no
No
you
straw
rather have,
out of the can either. Just straight out of the can.
Dessert or is it like
Yeah,
all...
if I'm in France, I'm going to get like chocolate mousse or something or creme brulee or something delicious and ice cream.
Okay.
I'm having multiple desserts.
Are on like wonderful days where you can do what you want, are you a eat in your bed, go to sleep type?
I never eat in my bed.
Have you ever
I don't like to eat in my bed. Crumbs, I don't like crumbs. I can't do that. I usually eat on the floor. I like to eat on the floor like at my coffee table. But that's like if I'm just home. I don't know. I don't eat my bed. No.
Okay. All right. And so in terms of like you don't want to give people too much into your business, but in terms of like, do you have like a pre-bed ritual that maybe you don't do enough of that you wish you could intentionally like do every night?
I wish I could read before bed more because I usually fall asleep.
Wow.
I get in bed, I always try to read and then I'm like 2 pages in and I'm passed
sleep.
out. A new thing I'm doing because I was having some calf pain is that I've started using my little lacrosse ball every night while I'm brushing my teeth to roll my feet out. And then while I'm doing my mouthwash after that, I go to my little yoga block and I do some like toe stretches.
And that's been working for you?
It's helping, yeah.
It's been helping.
It's helping.
All right, last question. So again, we're in this situation. We start the day beautifully. You're at home. You're watching the sports. Escargot, fries, Diet Coke in a can. Before we go to bed. No, let's say you go. You don't like eating bed crumbs and shit. You're brushing your teeth, stretching your foot out, and you're gonna go back to watching sports because the shit is on all night.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Let's just say you have to get a knock on the door from somebody, right?
Oh.
And it doesn't mean that you want to, but who would you most want to end the night watching 3 different kinds of sports with?
Dead or alive?
Dead and alive.
Well, now I'm torn. The correct answers, there's 2. Sorry, it's my birthday. I can do what I want. Are my dad and my brother.
Of course.
Because that's who I grew up watching sports with. And I mean, like right now with the World Cup, every day, at least once, but sometimes twice a day, there is a full phone conversation between me and my brother. Whether it's like, can you believe the U.S. shit the bed like that? Going through every single Christian Pulisic, what a bitch. Or if it's like, oh my God, like so many phone calls about Erling Haaland, who's the striker from Norway with the hair that everybody's obsessed with. He plays for our Premier League team, Man City. So we know him and love him, but watching him on this stage has been so much fun. We're like, our child is all grown up. So definitely my brother would be like the alive answer. And then my dad, who introduced us to sports and everything, would be my dead answer.
And if your dad could watch one sporting event that he wasn't able to watch because he passed, what would that like? What would you most want him to have seen?
I don't know. I feel like you probably got to go like a historic angle. Like something that he never could have like imagined that happened in sports.
I think that's hard because it's like, what did he most want to watch is one of the, you have to think about. What have you loved? What has shocked your body the most that you want him to experience?
I feel like everything that's coming to my mind feels like more like recency bias.
Yeah.
But he really loved Venus and Serena. So maybe there's something with that. He went to so many things. Like he went to the Super Bowl. He went to the Olympics. He did everything. So I don't know that I would pick like baseball or basketball or I know what it is. this is so dumb. Of course, I would like for him to watch Dusty Baker win the World Series because he never got to say it. He never got to see that.
There it is.
That would be the one. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't catch what you were throwing down. But that's the obvious answer.
Yes. Thank you so much for making space and time and walking through a day and getting a little mushy. And thank you just for everything you do and who you are, fam. Like, and happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this with me. I just adore you. And so this is so cool. Like, we're like friends now, isn't that crazy?
We are.
Thank you. I love you. And we will see you in the stacks. All right, y'all, that does it for us today. Thank you for listening. And thank you again so much to my dearly beloved friends. Sounds like a wedding, but it's not. Rachel Lindsay, Sam Sanders, Becca Tobin, and Kiese Laymon. If you are not familiar with any or all of their work, I have linked to them all in the show notes for you. Check them out. Show them some love. Our book club pick for July is Behind the Beautiful Forevers, Life, Death, and Hope in a Mumbai Undercity by Catherine Boo. We will be discussing the book right here on this podcast on Wednesday, July 29th with Juliana Hobner. If you love The Stacks and you want inside access to it, head to patreon.com/thestacks to join the Stacks pack. And you can check out my newsletter at tracithomas.substack.com. Make sure you're subscribed to The Stacks wherever you listen to your podcast. And if you're listening through Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave us a rating and a review. Honestly, if you join the Stacks Pack, subscribe to the podcast, and leave a review, you would complete my ideal birthday trifecta. For more from The Stacks, you can follow us on social media at The Stacks Pod on Instagram, Threads, and now we're on YouTube. And you can check out our website at thestackspodcast.com. This episode of The Stacks was edited by Christian Duenas with production assistance from Sahara Clement and additional support provided by Shireen Marquez. And our theme music is from Tigirgis. The Stacks is created and produced by me, Traci Thomas.